The last thing you want to hear when you need your auto insurance most is a robot with countless irrelevant menu options. Which is why with USAA Auto Insurance, you'll get great service that is easy and reliable, all at the touch of a button. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply. USAA.
I'm back in Chicago, I feel it.
You what, sorry?
Another version of me, I was in it. I wave goodbye to the end of beginnings. You take the man out of the city, not the city out the man. You take the man out of the city, not the city out the man. You take the man out of the city. Bam, 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 bam. Tune. And when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it.
Hot take, I don't know this song.
Oh, there you go. It's a big TikTok song.
Why is everyone so interested in Oasis again? I know they're
touring again.
Yeah, I know they're touring again, but were that many people into Oasis when they were like
I think they just have such like a cult like following and that kind of thing that when they're coming back, like they haven't done it in so long, it's like they're back.
Can you name a song from Oasis that's not Champagne Supernova or what's that other one? Maybe
Wonderwall.
Can you name the song?
No, I thought you were just going to say Wonderwall and I was going to be like Champagne Supernova, but that was like they're the only ones I got in my head.
Yeah, Liam?
But there's an interesting sorry to cut you off, Liam. There's an interesting thing that I noticed, like Wonderwall is a song, and I think you see this a lot with really popular songs like Old Town Road, where kids love it. Like when that song came out, how old would I have been? 5, 7, something like that. My dad had the Oasis CD and he would play it. And as a 5-year-old, not knowing anything about pop culture, not knowing that it's a popular song, on the CD, I would just make him replay Wonderwall over and over and over again. So I've got no outside influence from what the world is loving. It's just me as a kid. There's just something there in that song where you're like, that is an absolute bop. And so I think with those like maybe kids are stupid. So like songs with like really simple like melodies and catchy melodies just really get stuck in their heads. Baby, but I feel like Baby Shark, Baby Shark, Baby Shark.
Isn't that the most listened to song on YouTube or something?
Oh my God. I think about the people that are just living in mansions who all they do is take the Baby Shark song and then it's the same song and they just put a different animation to it. And it's like 100 million views. If you're getting videos and they've got like hundreds of them posted all in the like hundreds of million views, that's like, I reckon 100 million views is probably like 50 grand in ad revenue. So, release one of those with a different animation every week. And it's just like AI generated bullcrap that like they just pump out. That's how you make money.
So Nick Percy.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So
the OG Baby Shark.
Sustainability in coffee. I guess like meeting with him yesterday and going and seeing their roastery was like, it was kind of daunting in a way because I had to agree to some things before I went in. I can't really film while I'm in there, which I really wanted to do, but it ended up not being the case. But to go there was like a very big learning experience. Like I said during the podcast, it's a roaster the size of a house.
Yeah.
You look really good in a hairnet.
Thank you. And just what they're doing, it's not a coffee roastery in a way. It's a factory.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the staff there, they're not just, workers, they're engineers in a way because the people that, we're back. The people.
Liam just got bored and just turned him off. He's like, yeah, enough of that. Let's get back to Baby Shark.
No, it's just turning off Nick's mic.
So yeah, like the threw me off. Man.
Oh, sorry.
You killed me.
You were
There's engineers there. There's
ice
cream factory.
So because the people that came and commissioned the roaster were from Italy and they came and like actually lived here for 6 months to install the thing and train stuff. And I just found it really, really quite interesting.
Yeah. And all the like, obviously from a layman's term, but if there's more, just all that secrecy and that kind of stuff, that's just so people aren't copying what they're doing or knowing like where does all this like hardcore secrecy come from?
Well, I wouldn't call it hardcore secrecy because obviously Nick came on, he let me go in and I'm allowed to upload some photos of it and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I think, it's just rather not risking anything with their clients as well. It's
right.
like, they don't want the smoke, so they just don't let there be any chance of there being smoke.
Because he was so informed and like very articulate and had some great stuff, but it's like I could feel there was like a little bit of like I've got to think about what I'm saying here. I've got to make sure that I'm like towing those lines of like what's okay.
Yeah, and like obviously he's got some constraints in things that he can say, and I think he's very he represents the business kind of well. Like something that we'd actually don't get a massive insight into as an industry. I just thought when we were planning podcasts out, this would be a really interesting one, and kind of enlightening people on that outside of the specialty bubble. What's it kind of like to produce all this coffee?
Yeah, at that scale, I mean, it's one of the biggest commodities in the world that people are having so much of. Like you need to kind of know and understand that. And it is crazy, like the technology on those larger scales and stuff that's being implemented that we don't look at even in the specialty world. Like even simple stuff like injecting bags with nitrogen so that nitrogen's heavier than oxygen. So it kind of creates like a protective layer around the coffee so that it stays fresher for longer, have longer shelf lives, all those kind of things. Packaging. I mean, that's where all the innovation is going to come from, that bigger side of the industry that will trickle down to us. Because as the smaller side of the industry, we don't have the innovation and budgets to be doing that. But those guys, when you get to that scale, have that, and they've taken on really well that responsibility to do better. And so, we'll start to see some of those changes trickle down.
And so, pardon me, I was just calculating on my phone just then how much coffee they have capacity to roast in a day with their, so they can operate for 24 hours, but they only operate for 12 currently. Yep. And in 12 hours, they can produce nearly 30 tons of coffee, which is just like astounding. And, a lot of it's automation. And they do all that employing less people than like a, roastery that, I don't know, roast 3 tons sort of thing. So
remember the 1 ton Rodeo that can hold up to 1 ton? You need 30 of them.
Yeah.
1 ton Rodeo. I need a 1 ton Rodeo.
Is that a ute or something?
Yeah, it must have just been like a ute that could tow or could hold in the back tray like a ton of weight.
But you imagine,
I don't know.
You imagine sourcing all that coffee, making it like the logistics of making it taste that way. And, he was kind of explaining to me like the challenges of getting a blend to taste that good. Like they get, there's a lot of work that goes into the repeatability of that. It's not just like, oh yeah, that's good enough. Like it is stringent.
Yeah. And I guess I'd have to go through stuff. I don't know, like, is it the same coffee that they're just storing year round, or are they having to do like crazy stuff of finding like similar ones? Like, did they dive into that?
Well, we spoke about forecasting a little bit and, the requirements for making certain blends of theirs that they make for other customers. And basically they just have to have, they have to forecast everything. And you imagine the climate that we've had people like Caleb Holstein on the podcast previously where they've kind of spoke about forecasting, projecting, securing certain coffees for a 1 year period. And if you're roasting, I think, was it 4 million kilos a year? Like, they've got a couple of people employed full time to do that, and it's a challenge.
Yeah.
So, dog's a bit upset.
Oh yeah, Woody's not.
Hey,
tell him, Wood.
What a weird. Okay, so I have like. So that's my dog Woody. Hey, come here. Hey, come here. There's a theme with like Woody is like fine with everyone, but then once in a while there's just like. One time he was at like a beer garden. He just spotted someone from across the entire beer garden, 100 people in there, but this one person. And we had to leave because he was just like barking like that and just going. I'm like, he knows something. What were those 2 guys up to that just walked past?
I don't know.
Dogs do.
Yeah.
Dogs absolutely do.
My sister's dog, Chihuahua, hates males.
Yeah.
Hates men.
Yeah.
So,
was it a breeder dog or was it a rescue?
Breeded.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't a rescue.
Yeah. Because there are certain dogs that'll just have that. And then sometimes it's based on like abusive past owners and that kind of stuff that it can like carry over. Especially when like I've been to dogs that have just had puppies and it's like any male that comes nearby, they'll go off. But women, they're like, yeah, come over, pick up the dogs, touch them. If your man even goes within like, 5 feet, they're like going off.
I was working a few years ago and I went to pat a Jack Russell and I should have known better, but he bit me on the job.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know what? I was walking to work 2 days ago, last week, and I saw a fox.
Oh,
carrying a huge rat in its mouth, just like coming at me. I'm like, God damn, this mangy
circle
thing.
of life.
Oh, it was pretty It looked pretty scary. It came like running towards me. I'm like, I don't want no trouble, man.
I don't know. Foxes are pretty cute. You see those ones that are like half domesticated. I'm like, a pet fox would be sick. And they're like, when you like pat them.
What does the fox say?
They're not the worst looking. I guess they're considered a pest here. They're not the worst looking pest.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, a rat's probably worse.
Aesthetically,
I'm glad they killed the rat.
Yeah. So,
I'm surprised that there's, it like the middle of the suburbs. Like we live Armadale, and we have there's quite a few foxes that after the later at night, as soon as you go out, you wait for them. They kind of running darting around the city.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah, in the outer suburbs of Melbourne, this will be an interesting one for international listeners. So we're building new suburbs, expanding the city sort of thing. There's still kangaroos like rolling through the joint and jumping into people's backyards, which is not that common a thing. And by the way, we don't ride them to school or work here.
No, we only take them to the library.
And sometimes we have a boxing match with them, but these things happen in every country.
Yeah. So just jumping back to Nick, you were talking about sourcing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just made me think about sourcing your halal snack pack.
Oh.
What are the sauces they're popping on there? I don't know if I've ever had one.
Well, the holy trinity of a halal snack pack sauce is you want garlic, chili, and barbecue.
Yeah.
And drizzle all of those on top. Then a sufficient amount of meat. Got to have crispy chips.
Yeah.
And one of the key essentials in the Halal Snack Pack Appreciation Society was if the owner or server called you brother. It's kind of like a deal or no deal. That's a hurdle.
Throwing up a brother. Ugh.
Well, it's not a brother. It's a brother. Yeah.
It's a brother. Yeah.
It's a brother. Yeah. But I miss those days. That was simpler times. The Halal Snack Pack Appreciation Society.
I think the HSP needs to be treated like good nachos as well. They need to be layered. So you can't just put like a mass amount of chips, then start topping it.
Well,
if you go chips, a little bit of meat, and they start doing it. There was a place down near Nevermind that we used to go, and they used to like do it in layers, and the appreciation that I have for that is it's a new dimension.
It's pretty impressive going back to Nick with like the B Corp and everything they're doing there. It kind of warms my cold dead heart a little bit when you see big companies that are putting in that effort and the time and employing people to kind of make sure that they're following all of that. Because again, him talking about recycling, and you don't legally have to do anything. You can just chuck it all in the bin if you want.
But this is something that actually, well, one, there's no regulation on it in Australia, so there's no need to be compliant if they don't want to. So they volunteer to do it, which is obviously great. But it's something that's actually saving their business money in years to come as well. Like we talk about the gas usage. They're doing something where over the long run, and he was kind of explaining to me things that they're going to do to reduce that even further in the future. Like that's saving them lots and lots of money. And then if they're able to recycle a lot of their goods, that will also save money. And then the community benefit from recycling spent coffee grounds as well, which he was kind of elaborating on. That's all a big benefit and something that can be turned into an industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And teaser for next week, we've got the boys from Rumble that are going to come in, who are also B Corp certified. So we'll hear from the other side of the fence.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of like an interesting comparison to draw, right? Because this is a big company and they've got Nick employed, and his job is to basically oversee that certification. But then you've got a smaller business that kind of one of the business owners balances, among other things, B Corp certification, which is really hard to get, as Nick explained. That's going to be an interesting point to draw, and I'm really looking forward to asking Joe and Matt about that.
Yeah. Now, one thing I wanted to bring up that we were chatting about last time is our Shred Fest and our race to 80. But I wasn't even thinking at the time when you said it, that I'm like 3 kilos heavier than you, and we were having like a race to a number. How's that fair?
Well, I mean, if it's any consolation to you, I've not adhered to that in the last week.
Yeah, but that's all right. Well, we'll see how we go. I was thinking about it later. I was like, wait, I have to drop 3 extra kilos?
You signed up to it.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't.
And I think we've got video evidence of that as well.
No, weirdly, I was all corrupted. That's an odd thing that just happened. Just that section.
I expected this to come up.
Yeah,
I expected you would say something like this. But
I'm not reneging. I'm just pointing out to the listeners, that this is how Kirk plays. He wants to always have the upper hand, take a little shifty way, do it a little dodgy. They call him Dodgy Kirk, and not for the reasons.
Ouch. Ouch, that really hurt. But yeah, look,
That really hurt. Anyway,
I'll commence the shred. I
Yeah.
I reckon I'll start running soon.
oh yeah,
Like,
running.
You know, this is one of the things when you're a new business owner. Like I work a lot in the cafe, then do this, and so like it's hard when you get up and when you start work at 6 a.m. to go to the gym beforehand.
Ah.
I hate going to the gym after work.
No, you want it to be a morning thing. You want to start your day like, I did it. I've done my thing. People who do it in the afternoon, crazy to me.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that, Liam?
I got it. Well, I mean, I can't get myself to.
I watch anime in the morning and then I go to the gym after work.
What's on the anime rotation right now? I have to ask.
Well, Kirk.
Well, of course, sorry, just rewinding back. Of course, he doesn't get up. This bloke goes to bed at like 2 a.m. every night. So, I mean, there's the flaw in the system.
Woohoo! I'm a night owl.
Okay, back to your anime. You were rambling about some show the other day. What was that?
Oh, yeah. I was actually going to bring it up before. But it's called Dandadan, and I've been waiting for it to come out. Like, it's big old hype. It's got a big Netflix release and everything, and it's coming out weekly, which is killing me. I'm used to give me 24 episodes and I'll binge that in a night. And it's so good. The style is wicked, and the scripting is hilarious, and the dub is actually fantastic. It's got like quite a bit of cash behind it, but it's like beautiful. The first ep is just like there's 20 minutes, and like me and KB watched it multiple times. But halfway through, like in the 20 minutes, they cover so much content, but halfway through, our jaws dropped because you never really know like the pace and anything from any show, but it took a twist, and I kind of want you both to watch it. It's only 20 minutes. And
thank you for that little review, Liam. Our 4 listeners that are into that are really going to enjoy that.
Oh gosh,
I've really no. I will watch it. I'm a big like people who are like, I hate anything animated or doing that. I like have this or any style of something where people are like, I just hate that. I'm like, it's a form of storytelling. Like, sure, there may be a big bunch that you don't like, but you can't just throw everything into a bin. Like, if there's some form of art with the storytelling, it's like, surely there can be something that speaks out to you. In terms of animated films, has anyone ever seen Marcel the Shell wearing shoes?
Tell me to watch this. I haven't yet.
It's if you got kids out there, it's one of those movies where your kid will love it, but then you'll love it as well.
Best animated film ever is film, not series, film, Big Hero 6.
Big Hero, yeah. Big Hero 6 is, unbelievable. Love it. I don't know if I'd put it number 1, but it's definitely in my top 5 up there. Really, really good.
Dragon Ball Z, Battle of Gods, and the Broly one was pretty good as well, like the Dragon Ball Ultimate.
New Dragon Ball Z game came out this week as well, where it's like open world, follows the original story.
Oh, gosh.
It's like, we're talking like Breath of the Wild, but Dragon Ball Z. Like, I fly wherever I want, and like, yeah.
Oh, man.
My brother was like,
I need to play that. Is it on Switch?
No.
Oh, here we go. The delivery files. Before we
Liam, can you grab that?
Yeah. Woody. Great content.
Yeah. Dog's barking. Woody, come here. I got a key here. This is the great stuff. We just got some amazing deliveries here.
This happens, I think, every week.
Yeah, it's always at the same time. There's...
Here we go.
Old one there. All right, enough anime talk. One thing, what did I do? Oh, I got a nice little message from, I went to the wrong one, but I was chatting about going to Maker. I got a nice little message from the Maker Richmond team saying, listening to the pod, and they loved the little shout out. And they said, right? Come down to Richmond. We'll make you a coffee. And I said, other side of town, but I'll do it.
I need to be cautious. Like that's a very good story of something you said on the pod that's been positive. But I need to be cautious with some of the things that I mentioned on the podcast. Did I end a friendship with Jimmy?
Yeah, it could be over.
Because I revealed a private conversation that he had no chance of knowing will get mentioned here. But I just thought it was so unique. He legit broke up with his cafe.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I feel like the way you kind of prefaced it, woody hair everywhere, hilarious. Appreciate a little portafilter too.
Oh yeah, I got a little portafilter.
Portafilter on his keys.
I feel like, it seems a bit overkill, right? But to me, being like the overdoer barista as well, I used to know my customers like insanely well. And if I knew them for years, like I worked in a cafe for like 6 years, and they were like family. I would see them like 2 or 3 times a day, 6 times a week. And if they didn't come in, I'd be like, I think something is up. Like, it would be really weird. So I kind of think it's cute if like your regular comes in and is like, hey, we're breaking up.
Yeah. Well, imagine the news. Imagine if it was an unexpected breakup too. It's like no warning. You don't get any warning signs, not coming home late, just tough. Tough in many different ways.
But yes, a little shout out from them. And then it made me think, I'm like, where should I add next to the coffee stop? Is there anywhere that's been exceptional for you lately? I was thinking of I haven't done it in a while, hitting Bench, maybe the Brunswick Bench.
Yeah, well, they've got a great little bakery attached to that. I actually went to Code Black's new site on Flinders Lane on the weekend. Exceptional.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, had a really good filter. I think they're the best filter coffee roasters in Melbourne, maybe Australia.
They're great. I go to the Brunswick one a fair bit over there, and a couple of the guys in there listen as well. They came up and said they were listening to the pod, so shout out Code Black.
Let's get them on.
Oh, I'm sure we can get someone from there.
Yeah.
We'll try and get Tom Hutchins, the Australian Brewers Cup champion.
Yeah.
World number 4. But they're exceptional roasters of filter coffee. I think they do filter coffee probably better than anyone in Australia.
Okay.
So
that's good to know. I've been having spreezies when I'm down there, so I'll jump in on the filter next time. It's always because I'm just on a quick dash and go. Like I'll just go in like quick double on my way.
Best filter coffee I've ever had in my life was there.
Oh, big call. What was it?
90 plus Jose Alfredo lot 56 geisha.
Ooh, Jose Alfredo. I had some of that pasta last night.
Delicious.
You're making fun of my Italian roots again, aren't you? I'm just gonna jump over the table.
Alfredo. Just was it a really creamy filter? Just a nice little Alfredo filter?
No, it was honestly like just a punch in the face of fruit. Like like how does coffee taste like that? But
like a fruit punch.
Like a fruit punch. But yeah, it's to date the best filter coffee I've ever had.
Oh, so. Well, that's a huge shout out to Code Black.
That's amazing. What a call. I kind of want to jump back in on Nick's app and about the hot takes. Woody, come here.
He's about to dogs causing mayhem today.
Espresso, overrated, overdone.
Yeah.
I'm with him. And also, Kirky, you were saying like if you're getting a large long black, just get a filter.
Yeah,
I agree.
We've got to can the large long black.
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the espresso thing though.
Yeah.
Like that's like to me.
You're on the espresso train.
Well, the thing is, we've spoken about this before. The hardest coffee drink to make is an espresso, really. Like not in terms of like the difficulty of doing it, but the success rate, because there's things out of your control that will determine whether it's good or bad. But I just think like it's also one of the best drinks to have when it's done right.
Yeah.
And
I just think it's so hard to get a good one. Like that.
It is. That's the thing. It is.
I don't even try because it's always a little.
That's the chase. That's what you're always after. That's what you're running for.
Yeah.
One thing we've done at our shop is we've installed a magnesium heavy filter on the espresso machine. And we talk about water chemistry a bit on this podcast. We had Simon in, and I know it's a heavy topic, but like having that simple thing is one of the best things we've ever done to improve our coffee.
Yeah,
so,
and for those that are listening that might not kind of get into that, magnesium, what sides are we going to see to that? Like more sweetness in the coffee, it's going to enhance that sweetness.
Yeah, well, Simon Gawthron, the water wizard, kind of explained that to me as like seasoning for coffee. It's kind of like adding salt to a steak. It completes the puzzle. But to jog you back in your memory, like an espresso is probably somewhere between 7.5 to 10% coffee. The rest is water. So like it makes sense. Like if the dominant ingredient is water, to have good quality water.
Yeah.
So
what's the filter like?
It's just like a it's a large cartridge that goes on any commercial coffee machine.
Okay.
So kind of it's like a cylinder in shape.
Okay.
And
it's not like a little tiny filter screen. That
there's
an
an element of that. So it'll go through a pre-filter that filters out like large objects, in this case particles of whatever. And then so it's almost like it's got low mineral content. Then it goes through the magnesium filter, comes out mineralized with more magnesium, and then you brew your espresso with that.
Yeah. Because I was thinking like it's not like a cast iron part where like you're cooking on a cast iron and you get a bit more iron enriched food. I was thinking like I love filter and like a V60. Imagine having like a little magnesium, something that like as you pour it through, it goes through a tiny little, it's just like a thing you add.
Wait, I didn't know that cast iron enriches your food with iron.
Yeah, it does. So what you cook on?
Like you mean flavor wise or nutrient wise?
But
yeah, okay.
Yeah. You get like iron in your food. Yeah, in a good way.
Well, on what you were mentioning about water just before that is the Apex Labs minerals have like you can kind of just drop them in after you're brewed. We could do it here, but Jamie Thompson stole the vials.
I know.
Yeah, what a
Oof.
And then when he was in the other week, he started dropping to me. He's like, "Oh, they actually sent me my first pack, which I haven't had before." I'm like, "You took mine. What are you talking about?"
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Jamie probably listened to this. This is a call out. I want my Apex minerals back.
or Simon, have you got any Apex spare?
Yeah, or Simon. Well, there's not much of a grudge there with the Simon. He's just probably lovely and will do it.
Yeah, perhaps. He's an absolute legend, but
Sure.
we'll get him back. We'll get him back.
Absolutely. Well, I thought that was great having those guys in. I'm excited to get Rumble in next week. We'll chat a bit more about the B-cert and that kind of stuff there, but also Rumble. I think I'm excited for Rumble because they're just that kind of local roaster. They've been around the block. They've done it all. Like they probably have a lot of
I'm excited for their hot takes because
a lot of bullets in the chamber.
I reckon they're going to be packing.
Yeah.
They will be packing with the hot takes.
And just know this, if they come in and they're mild next week, they're holding back because I've had the combos with them behind closed doors, behind the closed shutter doors of their roastery.
Liam and I have as well. I think they're going to deliver.
They got stuff to say and in a really great way. Like everything that they stand for is to do things better. So really excited to get them on. Again, make sure to dive into our inboxes, send us a DM. We're on socials at It's Just Coffee Pod across all of them. You can send us an email to hello@itsjustcoffeepod.com.
Send us your hot takes, send us some other questions, and we'll get it on the pod. So thank you again, everyone, for listening.
And hey, please share with a friend as well.
Yeah,
It's
two friend
always-
rule applies. Got to tell
rule,
two friends.
Send it out. And that kind of, I was going to say something else, but it doesn't. That's the end of the podcast.
Let's
Goodbye.
wrap it up.
Goodbye.
Hooroo.
Coffee broken.
Why did we give him a mic?
Yeah.
It's just no.
Something to reflect on for
Coffee break, everyone.
something to reflect on for next
Episode.
week.
I'm just going to mute you both.
And you just got to talk for 20 minutes.